Last but not least, I want to talk about something really important: motivation. Now, human beings are really complex, and our brains are motivated by a lot of different things. There are a few things that generally motivate all of us. The first is the opportunity to demonstrate our strengths or to show off. The second is the opportunity to find a pattern. Our brains love making patterns. And the last thing is that we're motivated by things that are fun or interesting. Now, there was a researcher named John Keller who back in the 80s classified these motivators into 4 categories, and he called this system the ARCS model. And ARCS, A-R-C-S, stands for attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. So let's talk about the ARCS model from the lens of a math class. So we'll start with attention. Broken into 2 categories: perception, which has to do with your experience of your reality, so like what you see or hear or touch, and inquiry, which is like problem solving. And in a math class, you might watch a video on Khan Academy or YouTube to increase your attention to the task. You might do a study group with some friends. You could also ask yourself a series of questions like, why is this related to that other thing? Or why are we doing this in this order? Another way to drive attention is to minimize distraction. So can you turn off your TV when you're studying or put your phone on silent? Do you have your desk set up in a way that helps you focus on what you need to focus on? And have you gotten rid of the things that you would rather be looking at? So even on my computer, I have an app that blocks websites that I tend to go to, like YouTube or Facebook, to keep me focused on what I need to do. The second category of the ARCS model is relevance. And relevance can include your immediate relevancy. So how does this relate to me today, to my experiences, to classes I've taken before? Like, oh, this reminds me of when I took high school algebra. It might also be relating to your social network. So that's why study groups can be so valuable, because you can get together with people that you have a social connection with, and it builds that relevance. Meeting with your instructor also builds relevance because it makes them into a human in your social network rather than just a source of information. Another way to build relevance is to think about the future. So how does this relate to what I've done before? How does it connect to where I'm going to go or what my next step is? The next category is confidence. And confidence asks 2 questions. Is it possible for me to do it? And would it be worth it? And you have to think about, for this category, all the ways in which you have choice in this course. Can you space out your study times throughout your day to avoid burnout? Spending 15 or 20 minutes at a time, 3 or 4 times a day, is certainly going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more motivating than spending an hour or 2 at the end of the day when you're already tired. Can you go to the Math Help Center to get reinforcement and feedback of what's going well, or where you might have some struggles you don't know about? Can you go to your friends or your instructor? Can you find certain times of day when you are less frustrated and choose those times to study? There's lots and lots of different ways you can build your confidence, and it all boils down to helping your brain decide, yes, I can do this reasonably well, and yes, it would be worth it for me to take the time. And then the 4th category is satisfaction. So with satisfaction, a lot of people think about reward. So if I finish my homework on time, I'll have a candy bar. Now a small sweet reward might be a motivator for a lot of people, but you want to maybe try to avoid doing that every day. So instead you might want to think about, can I make a to-do list? And then crossing things off that to-do list can be motivating for me. Another thing might be to look at pride. Can I be excited that I'm doing well in this class? Will my family or my friends be proud of the work that I'm putting in and the effort that I'm putting in here? So this is one of the ways that you can kind of think about how do I keep motivated in a class, is you can go, well, in what ways can I increase my attention on this task and decrease it on something else? What are the ways that I can improve my relevance, my connection to this course? How do I improve my confidence and make sure that I know what I'm doing? And then how am I rewarding myself throughout this journey so I keep focused? We have some other resources, some links down below to some other videos that might help you to think about grit, resiliency, and challenge and success. We encourage you to take a look at those. And another thing to keep in mind is that you're not going to be successful in college if you only do the things you're good at all the time. So challenge yourself and remember that success is the product of going just beyond what you're capable of and seeking help to get you through that challenge.